Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lornas. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch me on this lovely Sunday afternoon. Yes, I apologise that there wasn't any video yesterday, but honestly work's just been a nightmare recently. But we're up for a Sunday. Who's up for a Sunday one? I am, I can tell you that for nothing. So today's episode is going to be a look down memory lane. We are going to go through the PlayStation 3 store because it's not going to be here forever, as the title suggests. I anticipate it closing within, who knows, it is Sony, so you never really know these things, but I do expect it to close in the next year or so. You never know, but it's not going to be here forever. They are going to take it off, just like Microsoft did with the Xbox 360. So I thought today we'll actually go through my top picks on the PlayStation Store and the things that I think are actually very good value, and actually what it is in late 2024 as well. I did a video on this earlier this year. I did it sort of like, you know, back in 2008 style, and it was like camera facing the screen. So I thought, because I've got all this lovely stuff set up, we are going to go and actually go through it, and yeah, we're going to see what I can actually pick up and how you actually go about putting money onto your account, because it's not that simple either. So if you enjoy this type of content, feel free to drop a like. Consider subscribing to my channel because it would help me out so much. And yeah, let's get into the store. So like I said, guys, we are now heading into the PlayStation 3 store. I anticipate this going within, like I said, I'd say the next year, maybe two max, because by then it would be like 17, 18 years old at that point. It's turning up 18 years next year. How long can this digital storefront be available for? I don't know. But I wanted to go through and actually see if there's some banging deals to be had on the store, which from the last time I did this, I can remember it was. But yeah, we're just going to go through and actually have a look at ourselves. And obviously, if there's anything you want to see, have a look at, please feel free to pause the video, have a look. I might not see everything, so please bear that in mind. But yeah, we're just going to get in and have a little good. It has taken a good few seconds to actually load into the PlayStation Store. Obviously, it's a little bit slow. It's not updated by Sony or anything like that anymore. And the first screen we actually get greeted of is the home featured page. And as you can see, as it says here, should you wish to buy digital content for your PS3 or PS Vita, you must first add sufficient funds to your PSN wallet using the desktop or mobile device or a PS4 or PS5 console. So that is good information to bear in mind. If you want to buy any games of the PlayStation 3, you need to access your PSN app on your phone or on the PS4 or on your PS5 to actually add money to your wallet, because it can be transferred obviously and used on the PS3, PS4, PS5. It's just one system, but you can't actually add any payment details to your PlayStation 3 at the minute currently. I'm not sure how long that has actually been a thing, but yeah, you can't actually add money to your wallet. So that is something to bear in mind if you haven't obviously done this in a while. But yeah, this is the actual screen in front of us, as you can see. It's similar to I'd say the PS4 storefront is very similar to the PS3 one. PS5 one's completely different, but we're just going to go into it, and hopefully it's quite easy to maneuver and manage. I think there's a couple of gimmicky glitches that weren't working the last time I did this, so we're just going to have a look and have a little bit of gander, and yeah, let's go. So as we are looking into the popular tab on the PlayStation 3 storefront, what I will say is, I know on PlayStation 5 they've added the classics into the storefront, and what I think it entails is the fact that if you bought any of the PlayStation 1 classic games, for example Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut, you can buy that on PlayStation 3, but you can actually play that on your PS5 system as well. Same with Dino Crisis, I believe, and a few others off the top of my head, which is pretty cool. But as you can see from the actual prices we're seeing just for the popular games right now, some are very inflated, which is the trouble with digital storefronts, that some games seem to be locked in that time period of when they were actually relevant. And who's going to pay £45 for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Gold Edition. Nobody in their right mind is going to be paying £45 for that. Same with Evil Within. It's £30 on the storefront. So this is another big worry for me before we even get into any of the deals or anything like that. If we only go digital and we don't have the capability of actually having physical as well, we are going to be shoehorned into just one place to get our games, and we have no other option rather than just to pay the £30. So if we, if there wasn't any physical media for the PlayStation 3, and the only way we could buy our games anywhere would be the PSN storefront, and we would be governed to paying £30 for Evil Within. Maybe they would hold their prices, probably, obviously a little bit more, because it's the only place you can get them, and they set the price, and that's what you pay at the end of the day. But you look at that, £50 for Far Cry 4 on the PS3, 50 quid, whereas you can buy it physical for like £1, £2. That is the benefit of having the choice between physical and digital content, because physical media will always be the cheaper one over a period of time, especially on like consoles such as the PS3. You can buy physical of, I reckon most of these games physical, it's just the ones I can see right now, like the 9 or 10 games, they would cost a lot less. However, there is a few caveats to that, and there is a few games that cost a lot more physical than they do digital, so we're going to have a look into them. So my first pick of the games that are expensive to buy physical but cheap to buy digitally, we have DuckTales Remastered. This game physical, I will believe it will set you around £55 to £60 from CEX or anywhere like that. It may be different in the US, so please have a look. But digitally, you're talking £12. So if you wanted to play DuckTales Remastered, this is the way to do it, in my opinion. If you're looking to save some money and you're not overly fussed on a couple of games being digital, because as soon as the PlayStation Store goes, you will not even have this option. You won't even have the chance or the choice of actually buying this game digitally for £12. It'll go. It'll vanish. It'll poof, gone. So the physical side of things will only go up. I don't actually own this game physically yet. It's one that is on my list for 2025, but I don't have it just yet. But it's £12, £11.99 if you want to get it digitally. And to be fair, it's an absolute banger of a game. So yeah, I would strongly suggest buying DuckTales Remastered. Again, I don't mind buying digital. I'm not against it. I just don't like it shoehorned. I will buy digital on the PS5. I'm not a massive hypocrite. But I just prefer physical media as and when, and if it's viable, I guess, as well, to be fair. So yeah, the first one up on my personal list is DuckTales Remastered for £11.99. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts and feelings on the PlayStation 3 store, and do you reckon it's going to be going soon? Do you reckon it's going to stay up for longer? Who knows? Let me know. Once again, we have found another game that is insanely expensive to buy physical, and it is cheap to buy digitally. We have Adam's Venture Chronicles. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure what this game actually consists of. I have seen it just be going up and up in price over the last sort of like 2024, and it is £11.99 to actually buy from the store, or I believe it's around the £50 to £60 mark without looking. I will put screenshots up, of course, but yeah, this is another game that I think it's quite an uncommon game as well to buy physically, which is probably due to the release of the actual, the physical copies of it. So again, if you're looking to actually buy this game or even just to play it, it's £11.99 on the PlayStation 3 store. Again, like I said, if you want to upload money to your wallet, you have to do it through the PSN app on your phone, or if you want to do it on your PS4 or your PS5, you can still do this. You just have to do it on them systems. You can't do it on the PS3. Do you know what is actually crazy though? It's just scrolling down the actual, I think this is just the all games tab. It says there's only 1400 in the top right, which is phenomenal to me. I don't think that's correct at all. I think there should be a lot more. It's just crazy to see all the prices for certain games actually locked into what they were when they got released. It's like a time capsule, and to me that is utterly insane. And It's very nostalgic. It is so nostalgic. You can just scrolling down here, the Siberia collection that's been remastered on the PS4, but it's $24.99. Not too bad. I'm gonna hopefully bring up my next one very shortly. To all those Yakuza fans out there, you can get Yakuza Dead Souls, which is, I believe, the most expensive Yakuza game out there, especially physical. It's hovering around £70 to £80 usually, somewhere there. You can pick it up if you want to complete your Yakuza set for just £15.99. Now, I have heard that Yakuza Dead Souls is probably not that good of a game, and obviously if you like Yakuza games, personally I've never actually played a single Yakuza game. I know it's a blasphemy, trust me, I'm fully aware of this. Don't leave me alone in the comments, thank you. But if you're looking to purchase any Yakuza game, Yakuza Dead Souls at $15.99 comes under the physical price at probably 4 times. You can buy that 4 times, I reckon, for the same price as the physical. I'm not I just want to reiterate once again that I'm not against physical, because obviously I am a physical collector. I'm actually an avid money saver, to be fair, before anything. So if I can get games such as Yakuza Dead Souls potentially for 4 times less than what it would cost me to buy a physical, and I just want to play it and I don't really care for the collection purpose, then you know, you gotta use 1 or 2 brain cells in your head and maybe think, oh well, that might actually be a good thing. It's a option, which is a good thing. It's always a good thing to have an option. So Yakuza Dead Souls is number 3 on my picks so far today. Now, this isn't really a pick of mine, to be fair. I just wanted to touch base on Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z, or Ninja Gaiden Z. I'm not sure how to say it. I apologize if I've offended anybody in the comments. Please just go with. I bought this, if you haven't seen it, I bought it as a CEX lottery. I absolutely got gypped on the lottery, so spoiler alert. But it's good to know that it's only £13 to actually buy the digital version if I wanted to play it, or if I didn't actually already own it and I didn't want to actually get gypped again for the second time from CEX. That's pretty good. I appreciate that. It's just a little, you know, honourable mention, shall we say. You may be sitting there thinking I am just pulling out all the big expensive games. Well, to be fair, no I'm not, but I just want to actually reiterate the difference sometimes between the digital version of games and the expensive versions of games. As you've seen in this video so far, the games are like sort of in a time loop and they just stay the same price. PlayStation or Sony don't like give you any discounts or anything like that at the moment in time. We are recording this in December of 2024, but I just wanted to reiterate the fact that expensive physical games can be more cheaper, I don't know, a lot cheaper on digital marketplace such as the PlayStation 3 store. £15.99 for Painkiller Hell and Damnation. I believe that is a £75 game physical. Obviously the physical price dictates, you know, it's because of the amount of actual physical releases it got and the amount of copies there is in the world, obviously, especially for the PAL region. But if you actually just wanted to pay Painkiller Hell and Damnation, £15.99. And to be fair, I'm kind of eyeing that one up myself personally. So I think that's a good deal. I would love it physical because I think the artwork's very cool. I really do. It actually even has a trailer, which is pretty cool, and all the DLC and everything like that, which again I think is prudent to buy certain games DLC now before it's too late. Because most of the PlayStation 3 game DLC is obviously on the store right now and you can buy it, but as soon as the store goes, that's you cut off for good. So that's not going to happen. So again, probably for DLC for your certain loved games would be a massive, you know, helpful. I know Azura's Wrath has a DLC that you kind of you know need to buy to actually sort of, how do you say, finish the story. So that's something. So, but yeah, again with DLC, I think it's a winner chicken dinner. From what I've seen so far, just I've been probably on the store for about maybe 5-10 minutes at this point. I'm literally just going through the list of the actual games on the store. I haven't actually searched actual games I want to buy just yet. But you see Truck Racer there, £10, which is insane. It's just crazy. It brings back so much nostalgia for me, and I hope it does for you too. And if it does, be sure to drop the video a like. Let me know what your thoughts is down below, because I'll be intrigued to know. Do you know, I don't particularly buy too many games for like the new PlayStation 5 at all, but if I do, most of them are digital because it's usually the easier option for PS5, and with the fact of new physical media, you have to wait usually for the physical release of your new games to actually get announced and or released. They usually do a staggered release, which is frustrating in itself, but it's one of those. It's just crazy. There's Armored Core Verdict Day, and I know most of the Armored Core on the PlayStation 3 system are quite expensive. I'm not sure how much Armored Core 5 is, but I would assume around, £20 plus easy for a physical copy. But if you're looking to actually play it and you've got that itch to scratch, then £9.99 on the PlayStation Store might be a cop. Who knows? It has 54 add-ons, which is insane. I've never played an Armored Core game myself, but I know it has a massive following, so shout out to Armored Core 5. So again, recently I did a CEX lottery for this exact game that cost, I believe at the time, £40 to £42. I can't remember what it was. It was around that sort of price. I got super lucky with it. It came complete with manual, absolutely gorgeous condition. Now again, if you're only looking into your PlayStation 3 collection right now, and you're looking at actually buying games for cheap, and you want to experience the more expensive physical games, but you don't have the money, this is a great way to do it. Now, you can buy these games, like I said, £10.99 for Puppeteer. It's about a £40 to £45 game physical, which is a huge difference. It's 4 times the price. It's 4 times the price. You can buy 4 of these Puppeteers on the digital storefront, as you could just for the first single, physical game, which is nuts to me. Again, I want to reiterate just for one last time that I'm not against physical whatsoever. I just think some of these prices are absolutely insane, and they go by the wayside, and I want to bring knowledge to you. That's all. That is all. We've got Killer is Dead and Lost Planet 3 next to each other, $15.99 respectively, and £9.99 for Lost Planet 3. It's crazy. Honestly, the amount of nostalgia running through me right now is just mind-boggling. It makes me want to put 50 quid on my PlayStation 3 and just go through it and actually buy the games that I'm sort of missing in my collection. But it's a option that I may or may not take in the future, depending. It all depends what Sony plans are for 2025, especially going into the later life of the PS5. I know they just released obviously the Pro in that, but you got to think the next 2-3 years there'll probably be another console out, and then the PS3 will be 4 generations old at that point, or 3 generations old, which would be nuts. If they keep the digital storefront open, would be absolutely insane. Do I see it? Probably not, but you never know. I want to bring I just want to bring the spotlight to the PlayStation 3 store, because it's not going to be here forever, guys. It's not. And there is some absolute banging games you can buy for cheap. Again, Deadly Premonition Director's Cut Gold Edition comes with all the DLC. £20. It's not the most expensive game in the world. It's about £35-40. But it comes with all the DLC, which is cool. What I found out, really, is a lot of the games are sort of, I'd say, decently priced. Obviously, I pointed out a lot of the more expensive games that are cheap on the PlayStation Store, because again, if you don't have them in your physical collection and you actually want to play these games, then it's the best way to do it, in my opinion, until you can afford the physical copy, because again, it's not a horrendous thing to buy 2 copies at once, is there? If you love it that much, buy the physical game. You don't always have to buy the physical before you actually play the game, I suppose. It's just going through these are utterly insane. There's a game that, there it is, yes. So, this is my number 4 or 5 pick. I don't know what it is at this point. I have no idea. But you get classic Killzone HD plus Infamous Festival of Blood. Now, it is Killzone number 1, which is the classic HD remaster of Killzone, and you get Infamous Festival of Blood, which I'm not fully sure what it is, but I know Killzone HD is nearly £100 game physical, because they just didn't sell that many copies of it, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong down below in the comments, that it came in the Killzone Trilogy box set, and I'm not sure if it actually just got a separate release to it, but it did come in that, but I don't know whether it got that and a separate release, or whether it was just the Killzone Trilogy box set. But that's nuts. £15.99. That's crazy. £15.99 is nuts for that game. That is a huge saving. Again, we're looking at another one that is around £40 to buy physical. You've got Alice Madness Returns. Now, this is £15.99, which is utterly bonkers. It's, again, you could buy 3 of these for the price of the physical, which I may or may not do, potentially, who knows, because of the store. I just think it's crazy, the price differences, and how much they actually were, on the actual store at the time. And now how much they've actually gone on physical over time, which is utterly bonkers. But that is crazy. It's gone up to about, on PlayStation 3 it's about £40 to £45. Obviously you could buy the DLCs and stuff like that as well. £1.69, woo. And this one's free, which is cool. £15.99. That's, again, cheap as chips. This is another game that I didn't know actually had a PSN release, which is Way of the Samurai 4. I picked this up probably a couple of months ago at this point in another CX roulette, because I love my CX roulettes, and it was what was it? Not £8.99. That is the digital price. I believe it was around £30 to £35 at the time. It's around £40 now for the physical release. It's just crazy. This was released in 2012 as well. So the later PlayStation 3 games really just didn't have much sales, I guess. I don't know what would actually negate the fact that the physicals just go up and up and up in price, apart from just low copies. Everybody wants it physical, especially nowadays. They do, and I myself included do. So £8.99 though, it's good. It's pretty good. All in all, guys, the PlayStation 3 store is not going to be around forever, and to highlight, like I said, I've highlighted just a few games of the store in this little video. It's just a trip down memory lane. It really is. I hope it's come across on camera, but the amount of games you can get for a decent price, I think, outweighs the stupidity of some of the games actually being locked at their certain prices, such as the Call of Duties and everything like that. They are always going to be, stupidly expensive. I know of some of the new ones and that as well are just the same price as what they were. Obviously, you can't actually buy Spec Ops: The Line. That is a quite timed shout out, because they delisted it, but you can buy it second hand. I think it's around £20 now, so it's not horrendous. But it's just, it's utterly insane. The type of you can get quite a lot of collections as well, so the Infamous 1, 2 and Festival of Blood collection on here. There's a few collection games on here which offer quite good value, in my opinion, as well. If you're looking into them, some of them are utterly insane. The 2 Worlds Game of the Year edition, they're actually quite on for price value, to be fair, which is kind of surprising. Even some of the digital only games, Wonder Boy and Monster World, that's a great game. Revenge of Shinobi, honestly, I could be here for absolutely hours. The Dead Space Super Bundle, I'm assuming that's all 3 games without looking. If you enjoy just literally walking down memory lane, I honestly have, and it's been so good just to have a look. And to be fair, there is quite a few games on my list potentially in the future to pick up before the store actually goes, because again, it won't be long until that happens. Is that the Jack and Daxter trilogy? It's crazy. All the Jack and Daxters. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love this. This is fantastic. House of the Deads. There's Catherine 1599. I know that's a popular one. Both Kane and Lynch's 799, 899. Honestly, the Kane and Lynch games are slept on. They are absolutely slept on. If you haven't actually played either of them, please go and do it. They are absolutely fantastic. So you've got the classic HD of Eco and Shadow of the Colossus, or you've got Eco Classics HD on its own for $11.99. Eco, I don't know what it's called. It's one of them. See, look, LA Noir for £25 is insane. Like, as bad. And then you've got LA Noir Complete Edition for 32, which is still a lot of money. So like I said, it's not all roses, but there is value to be had here, especially if you can navigate the PlayStation 3 store well. It can be quite painful at times, I would say, because it hasn't been updated. It's very slow, and yeah, it can be quite a pain in the backside to do that. But we're here and we are absolutely loving life. I've been playing a lot more, obviously, PS3 with streaming the GTA 4 game at the moment. We are absolutely smashing that. I appreciate the support on the live streams, I really do. And if you haven't actually checked out a live stream, come join me. I'm probably live tonight, I would say, before we go off and visit family next week. It'll probably be my last one for about a week or so, and then hopefully get a couple in before Christmas, but we'll see how it goes. I love this so much. I just wanted to shed light on the PlayStation 3 store, and it's not going to be here forever. The Castlevania games also, shout out, they are quite cheap on the PlayStation store if you're looking. So yeah, that's cool. It's just crazy. I think, do you know what? I think I'm going to stop that there, because I could be looking at this for an absolute eternity. I honestly could be looking at the PlayStation 3 store for an absolute eternity and just sit there and just look at the games and actually create a list. I think I will do that in the future. Of the actual games that I want to buy off the PlayStation Store. If I can't get them, some of the collection games, I can't get them physical because they're only digital, which will be cool. But if you've enjoyed this type of content, I know it's slightly different to my normal type of content, but I just really wanted to shed light on the PlayStation 3 Store because I love the console so much. It's my favourite console, and the PlayStation 3 Store will not be here forever. So get your games whilst you can, enjoy it as much as you can possible, and let me know your thoughts and feelings down below in the comment section. Until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. Goodbye.